What's up, guys? Coming at you from Dunedin, New Zealand. If I sound a little bit sick, that's because I am. I've been dealing with a pretty nasty stomach virus for the last 2 days, and it is getting better. I felt terrible yesterday, but nonetheless, Western States is just around the corner, and I am stoked. I will not be there this year since I am like 5,000 miles away or something, but the hype is still there, and as I've done in the previous 2 years, I wanted to let you guys know my top 5 picks for the men and women as to who I think will wind up in the top 5. So when I did this 2 years ago, I couldn't have been more wrong. My picks were off by quite a bit, but last year I actually did quite well. I think I was somewhere in the 30s out of over 1,000 people in the I Run Far prediction contest. And I always enjoy making these videos. I love responding to your guys' comments down below about why you agree or disagree with me. I froth this race, totally love it, geek out about it every single year. So without further ado, here are my top 5 predictions, men and women, as to who I think will wind up near the podium on the 4th Saturday in June. All right, starting off with the women, number 5 is a woman who isn't that well known around the world, but she has done quite well at a number of international races and finished 5th at Western States last year. She's an Italian living in New Zealand. That's Cecilia Flori. She seems to be a smart racer, and since she has experience at this race, I think she will do quite well this year. Number 4 is another super consistent runner at Western States. She's finished 4th here the last 2 years, and I think she'll finish 4th again. That's Amanda Basham. I don't see Amanda Basham beating the best women in the field, but she's super consistent and she's established her reputation as a really fast finisher, and she set a couple of good races at some shorter distance ultras earlier this year. I definitely think it's a safe bet to put her in 4th place. In 3rd place, I'm going to say a runner who is also fairly quiet, but has put together some amazing performances recently, including a 2nd place finish last year, being only the 2nd person to overtake Lucy Bartholomew after her super fast-paced run early on, and that is Caitlin Gerben. Again, she's super quiet, but she does have a new course record at the Bear 100 that she just set, and she also finished 2nd at the Trans-Gran Canaria Ultramarathon, which is a wildly competitive race in one of the Canary Islands. All right, in 2nd place, I've got a fairly well-known American runner, and that's going to be Claire Gallagher. So Claire Gallagher actually came really close to a 2nd place finish here in 2017. She was 2nd behind Kat Bradley until around mile 93 when a very serious late injury took her out of the race. So she clearly is capable of doing really well at Western States, but she does have a number of very impressive international runs. She has a win at CCC, and she's proven to be a strong runner against all runners, American and European, and I think it is definitely a safe bet to put her in 2nd place. And my number 1 pick for women is a pick that I am very confident about. That's Courtney Dauwalter. Courtney Dauwalter has proved herself to be a phenomenon in the ultra running world. She won here last year in the 2nd fastest time ever, and that's considering that the 1st fastest time, the course record at Western States, was set on that abnormally cool year in 2012. I think in the right weather conditions, Courtney does have potential to break that course record, which has been untouchable for years. But regardless, I don't see how she could get anything other than 1st place. She is just clearly the best runner in the field, and I'm super confident to put her at 1st. All right, on to the men. This guy is super popular on social media, and early in the year I'd been following him race, and I've always thought that his style of racing would work really well at Western States. It's Chris Mocco. So Chris was racing at Bandera 100K when I passed him at about mile 33, or he passed me rather. He was in about 5th place, and he ended up working his way up to 1st place, and then eventually finishing 2nd. And then I was following from afar at the Black Canyon 100K, and I assumed that he didn't even start because I didn't see him anywhere in the live race updates. And then at the end, he blazed into a 2nd place finish. So Chris is really good at not caring about what's going on at the front of the field, and I firmly believe that about 90% of runners start way too fast, and some of the exceptions to that are people like Jeff Browning and Ian Sharman. And I know that Chris is a wildly talented runner, so given that he is as good as he is and that he races so darn intelligently, I think putting him far up in the top 10 is a really safe bet. I wanted to put him higher than 5th, but there's been so much talent that has entered the race as of late that I felt like 5th was appropriate for him. All right, in fourth is a guy who doesn't have a huge international presence, but he's made finishing in the top 10 at Western States look so ridiculously easy that I kind of have to put him in fourth place, and that's Mark Hammond. So Mark Hammond has finished third the last 2 years, and he seemed to do that without any hiccups or any problems, and he races quite frequently. So I think Mark Hammond is a good third place pick. All right, in third, I'm going to put the former member of Great Britain's military, and that's Tom Evans. So he came onto the scene a few years ago with a top finish at the Marathon des Sables, and since then he's had a wide range of amazing performances internationally. He also ran a 65-minute half marathon, I think, a few months ago, so we all thought Jim's 64-minute run was super impressive. Tom Evans has a 65-minute run as well. He seems to be doing pretty consistently well. He did have a DNF at the Hong Kong 100K due to an ankle injury a while ago, but I think as long as he shows up to the start line healthy, I'm pretty confident with him in third place. So in second place, I'm going with a young guy who actually has quite a bit of experience at Western States already. That's Jared Hazen. So Jared Hazen is for sure one of the fastest American ultra runners right now. He won the JFK 50 mile last year, and he had an amazing performance at the Lake Sonoma 50 a few months ago. He is the second fastest person on that course, only to Jim Walmsley, of course. But a lot of people forget that he had a 14th place finish at Western States in 2014 and a third place finish when he was only 20 in 2015. Experience is hugely important at Western States, and given that he is so fast and he has that experience, I would put him at second place. All right, and in first place, I'm going to go with somebody who is really no surprise to anyone. That's Jim Walmsley. It's hard not to pick Jim in first place because even competitors of the race have acknowledged that if Jim is on, if he's having his day, he really can't be beaten. I don't think anyone can beat him. That being said, he has had a couple of blow-ups here. He missed a turn in 2016 and struggled to get back on course, finishing like 18th or 19th. And in 2017, he just went out way too hard and blew up. And then last year, he had a course record performing win. So as long as Jim is on his game, I'm confident that he will win. Whether or not he does well, I think kind of depends on his mentality. If he's trying to do something extraordinary, I think it's safer that he is going to blow up. But if he's trying to be more cautious like he said he was last year, I think a victory is a strong possibility. This year, he said that he wants to protect the win, and I think if that's his mentality, I don't think there's any question that he will do that. So my first place pick is Jim Walmsley. All right, my friends, those are my picks. If you disagree with me, please post in the comments. I really enjoy chatting with people about what they think and who they will think will run really well. If I left people out, I'm sorry. I had to pick 5. There's a lot of people who have strong potential, but I frankly don't know about. People who have never run Western States or run any hundreds. You can be wildly talented, but it's just a different game at that distance, and I can't put everybody in the top 5. So, but again, if you do disagree, let me know, and I would love to chat with you about it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy this kind of thing, and if you enjoy other ultramarathon specific videos, give me a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd be much appreciated. So thanks. Have a good one. Bye, guys.